Deep within the mystical heart of Sriwijaya, where monks chanted sacred mantras and kings ruled over vast oceans, there existed a weapon of immense power, the Cakra, the spear of time. This was no ordinary spear. It was said to be forged in the flames of destiny, its blade imbued with celestial energy, and its shaft carved from the wood of a sacred tree that had witnessed the rise of empires. The origins of Cakra are shrouded in legend. Some believe it was a gift from the gods, given to the first great ruler of Sriwijaya to protect the empire and uphold cosmic balance. Others claim that it was created by a powerful Buddhist monk, who meditated for 49 days until he reached enlightenment, channeling his newfound wisdom into the weapon. The name Cakra, meaning Wheel of Time, symbolizes the eternal cycle of fate, creation and destruction, rise and fall, victory and loss. It was said that whoever wielded the spear could bend time itself, allowing them to see glimpses of the past and future. But this power came with a cost. Only a ruler pure of heart and strong of will could control Cakra. Those who were unworthy would feel the weapon grow heavier and heavier until they were crushed under its unbearable weight. Cakra was destined to be the protector of Srivijaya's throne, passed down from one great king to the next. But as history would soon show, even the most powerful of relics could not prevent the changing tides of time. Cakra was not merely a weapon. It was the soul of the Srivijayan Empire, a symbol of divine authority. Every king who ruled Sriwijaya was required to undergo a sacred ritual to prove his worthiness before being allowed to wield the spear. One of the first rulers to possess Cakra was Dapunta Hyang Sri Jayanasa, the founder of Sriwijaya. When he led his great Siddhayatra, a spiritual and military expedition to expand his empire, he carried Cakra at the head of his fleet. It is said that whenever enemies approached, he would raise the spear, and a fierce storm would follow, scattering enemy ships and ensuring his victory. Generations later, the spear found its way into the hands of Raja Malabhusana Warmadewa, one of Srivijaya's most powerful kings. Under his rule, Sriwijaya flourished as the dominant force of Southeast Asia. The spear was displayed at the heart of the royal palace, a reminder that the king's power was ordained by destiny itself. In times of war, Raja was said to meditate upon the spear, seeking visions of the future to guide his strategies. But perhaps the most terrifying legend of Calacakra's power comes from Sri Mara Vijayotunga Varman, a later Srivijayan ruler. According to legend, when Sriwijaya was threatened by an invasion, the king took Cakra to a secluded monastery, where he fasted and chanted for 7 days and 7 nights. When he finally emerged, his eyes were said to glow with an otherworldly light. And as he raised the spear, his enemies suddenly fell into confusion and chaos, as if their perception of time itself had been shattered. However, as the years passed, Srivijaya's enemies grew stronger, and the once mighty empire began to face threats that even the spear of time could not hold back. For centuries, the spear, Cakra, stood as a symbol of Sriwijaya Empire's divine authority, passed down from king to king, its power guarding the empire from countless threats. But as history has shown, even the most powerful empires are not immune to the ravages of time. By the 11th century, Sriwijaya found itself facing a catastrophic crisis, one that would forever change the fate of the Golden Kingdom and its sacred spear. The Chola Empire of South India, a rising naval superpower, set its sights on controlling the vital trade routes of the Malay archipelago. Under the leadership of Rajendra Chola I, the Cholas launched a devastating invasion of Sriwijaya around 1025 CE. The attack was swift and brutal. Ports were set aflame, temples were plundered, and Srivijaya's wealth was stripped away. The capital city of Palembang, once a thriving center of Buddhist learning and maritime power, was besieged. The royal palace where Cakra was kept became a battleground as the Srivijayan army made its last desperate stand. But despite their courage, they could not stop the overwhelming force of the Chola warriors. The walls were breached, the throne room was ransacked, and chaos spread through the city. As flames consumed the palace, Cakra vanished. Some believe that Chola soldiers seized the spear as a war trophy, taking it back to the Tamil lands of South India. If this is true, the spear may have been stored within the hidden vaults of the Brihadiswarar temple in Thanjavur, where other sacred artifacts from Sriwijaya were rumored to have been kept. Some even speculate that the spear was offered to a Hindu deity as a sign of Chola victory, ensuring that it would never return to its homeland. However, other accounts tell a different and more mysterious story. According to Srivijayan monks, Cakra never fell into enemy hands. In the final hours before the palace was overrun, a group of loyal priests and warriors smuggled the spear out of the burning city. Disguised as common travelers, they carried the sacred weapon deep into the jungles of Sumatra, determined to protect it at all costs. Some claim that these guardians hid the spear in a secret underground chamber, sealed beneath an ancient temple whose location has since been lost to time. Others believe that Cakra was taken to a remote monastery in the highlands, where it was hidden away, waiting for a worthy ruler to reclaim it. The fall of Sriwijaya was not immediate. Though the Cholas dealt a severe blow, the empire struggled to survive for another century, though it was never as powerful as before. But without Cakra, the weapon that symbolized the divine right of Srivijayan kings, the empire's strength began to fade. The once mighty Sriwijaya, a kingdom that had ruled the seas for centuries, eventually disappeared from history. And with it, the spear of time was lost, or so it seemed.
Even though centuries have passed since the fall of Sriwijaya, the legend of Cakra continues to haunt the imagination of historians, treasure hunters, and spiritual seekers. It could unlock the secrets of Srivijaya's lost power, or perhaps even mark the return of the empire's forgotten legacy. One of the most persistent theories suggests that Cakra still lies hidden beneath Palembang, the former capital of Sriwijaya. Archaeologists and historians have uncovered evidence of ancient underground structures beneath the modern city. Some believe that within these ruins, a hidden chamber may still contain the lost treasures of Sriwijaya, including its sacred spear. According to local legends, a cursed cave deep within the Sumatran jungle holds the key to Cakra's location. It is said that those who enter without pure intentions never return, as if the spirit of the spear itself rejects the unworthy. Some villagers claim to have seen strange glowing lights within the jungle, a sign that the spear still radiates its ancient power. Another possibility is that Cakra was never left in Sumatra at all, but taken overseas by Buddhist monks fleeing the destruction of their empire. Some believe that the spear was carried to a hidden monastery in Thailand, Cambodia, or even Tibet, where it was stored as a sacred relic, guarded by monks who have preserved its secret for generations. Some treasure hunters claim to have come close to finding Cakra, only to be met with strange misfortunes. A group of explorers who ventured into an abandoned Srivijayan temple in Jambi reported mysterious visions and unexplained accidents, forcing them to abandon their search. Claimed that their equipment suddenly stopped working the moment they got too close to what they believed was a buried artifact. Is this just coincidence? Or is there truly a supernatural force guarding the spear of time? Despite countless searches, no one has been able to confirm the true location of Cakra. It remains one of Southeast Asia's greatest mysteries, a relic lost to time but never forgotten. Though Cakra has been lost for centuries, its legend continues to inspire. Many believe that if the spear is ever found, it will mark the return of Srivijaya's forgotten greatness. Some even believe that a new ruler, a descendant of the ancient kings, will one day rise to reclaim it, proving that Srivijaya's spirit is not truly gone. Could Cakra still exist, waiting in the shadows of history? Or has it been lost forever, swallowed by time? One thing remains certain. Cakra was never just a weapon. It was the embodiment of an empire's destiny, the symbol of a kingdom that once ruled the seas. Whether buried beneath ruins locked away in a secret chamber, or hidden in plain sight, its story will continue to be told, generation after generation. Perhaps one day someone will uncover the truth, and the spear of time will once again shine in the light of a new era. Until then, Cakra remains a legend, one that refuses to fade,